Chuck, with all the NBA conversation surrounding Damian Lillard and James Harden, where do you think Dame will be playing next season?
Well, if I'm the Trailblazers, I don't give him away for nothing. If he wants to go to Miami, that's not a good fit for him for what they can give back. He gonna play for the Trailblazers or he ain't gonna play. They don't, the Trailblazers been great to Dame and Dame's been great for the Trailblazers. But this notion that they gonna have to give him away for nothing is just stupid. I'd hold firm if I'm the Trailblazers.
Do you think he's the missing piece here next to Jimmy and Bam for the Heat to win the title?
Well, I don't know the answer to that. We got a long way to go, Kev, before we talk about championship. The Celtics went out and got Porzingis. You got the James Harden situation in Philadelphia. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. The Lakers look like they got better. The Nuggets, they're the champs.
Yep.
So it's going to be very interesting. But it's way too early to say, you got my Phoenix Suns. They're right there. So we got a long way to go.
And we haven't even brought up the Warriors, right? To your point, that this is wide open. It feels wide open, and that's the joy of the offseason about the league, because everybody talks about it and all the drama, the ins and outs. And speaking of drama, you mentioned James Harden. Are you surprised, Chuck, here about the small trade market for him right now, as well as him just sitting there?
Well, I personally think the Sixers need to move up on. I think it's time for them to maximize Maxey and Embiid. I think they should trade James Harden. That's my personal opinion. I don't know what the market is, but I think it's time they make Maxey the guy on the Sixers to go with Joel Embiid. So if I had a choice, I'd say, hey, James, we love you, but we're going to make a trade. And I think that'd be the best move for them.
We're hearing that loud roar coming from the 215 and the 610 and the 484 after that comment in Philadelphia, because they feel the same way. And I want to talk about another topic here specifically that's related to you and your experience when you came into the NBA. This week, Zion Williamson spoke about the issues he's battling, including eating healthy, trying to stay in game shape. Now, when you came into the league, you were listed at 6'4", but you were around that 290-pound point. And you were known as the round mound of rebound. And that was before the late, great Moses Malone told you you're fat and you're lazy. That's what you said. And he helped you get down to 255 pounds. And then you became a machine running the floor. What advice would you now give Zion?
He needs to get in shape, plain and simple. This is professional basketball, Kevin. We're not babysitters. To make the kind of money these guys are making today, I don't think it's a lot to tell guys to get in shape. Hey, I don't know Zion. Seems like a good kid, but it sounds to me like he don't have great people around him. Because your friends, I was blessed to have Moses, but your family and friends should say, yo, man, you're going to screw up your future. And it's not fair to the Pelicans. It's not fair to the NBA. But the bottom line, he just got to get in shape, plain and simple. And listen, I hire a chef. The kind of money he's making, hire you a personal chef. So he just got to grow up, plain and simple.
Love it. I love that as well. And by the way, you look fantastic. Whatever you're doing, it's working. But I do want to talk about Victor Wembanyama. Entering his first season with all the type of hype that we haven't seen since LeBron was a rookie coming out of high school 2 decades ago. Just how good do you think Wembanyama can be?
Well, I don't want to jump the gun because I've never seen him play against NBA players. The NBA, that little stuff they're doing in the summer league and that league he played in France, it won't be like the NBA. We got grown men in the NBA. We don't know how good the Spurs are going to be. He's got a great coach. That's the best thing he got going for him. But the Spurs are probably not in playoff contention next year. I hope he's great because it's better for my job and your job. But I think we need to I really just think we need to let it play out. Because like I say, he's going to be playing against NBA players. I don't know a lot about the French league, and I don't even waste my time watching the summer league. So I can't wait for him to get started. It's going to be a great thing to watch.
And it By the way, it reintroduces your great relationship with the city of San Antonio. We know how close you are with those people there, so you get to talk about the Spurs if he does blossom into a star. Let's talk about one thing that's really important to you.
He won't have no problem. He won't have no problem gaining weight down there.
This is true. This is definitely with the Tex-Mex. I'm with you with that. I'm 100% with you on that. All right, let's talk about something that's honestly that's really important to your heart. This month, you announced you will leave $5 million to Auburn as your way of trying to ensure your alma mater stays diverse. What more do you hope to achieve with your education efforts?
Well, I think it's really important for young black kids. We really need to, we've gotten lost when it comes to sports. We have way too many young black kids think they're going to go play in the NBA, the NFL, and Major League Baseball. Kevin, I wish everybody could play a pro sport for a living. And let me tell you something. I've been lucky and blessed to dribble that stupid ball and make myself a great life. But one of the things, in my will, I was leaving $5 million to Auburn. And when that affirmative action thing came down, I thought it was more important for me to change it, not for just poor kids, for black kids. I want to make sure Auburn always is inclusive and have diversity. I just gave my $8 million to HBCUs, and that's something that I'm really, really proud of. Because, man, these young black kids, they got to get real jobs out here. Like I say, I wish all these kids could play sports. But unfortunately, most people have to go out and get a real job. And I think in the black community, we're going to start stressing education more and more and more. And I'm going to do everything in my power to stress that.
Some of those HBCUs include Alabama A&M, Clark Atlanta, Jackson State, Morehouse, Spelman. So that is a fantastic legacy to help, of course, the next generation. Before we go, all right, we had a discussion at the pod. If you had the power to change one thing, like you're the commissioner of sports for one day, and I'm making you that commissioner, what's the one thing you would change in sports right now?
Wow, that's a great question. I think that, man, we're so lucky and blessed to play a stupid sport for a living. I hope all the guys just appreciate how lucky we are. And number one, I hope they realize that they're not that good at sports, that they make all that money. They make it because of guys like Bill Russell, Dr. J, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. Those guys made the NBA what it is today. I love all these guys. I just hope they appreciate, we got to have guys making $50 million a year to dribble a stupid basketball. Kevin, you know how old I am? I remember the first time a guy made $1 million, we were walking around the locker room high-fiving each other. We couldn't believe that an NBA player, and I'm talking about Dr. J, Moses, Maurice Cheeks, we were going around high-fiving each other that the first time Magic Johnson made $1 million. And you look at the NBA today, God bless these guys. We're going to have guys making $50, $60 million. And, man, that's incredible. I just hope they appreciate it.